Welcome back to Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati with Solomon Wilcots, Kevin Harlan. 3-3 Miami, 2-4 Cincinnati. Trick-or-treaters will have 54-degree temperatures today in this area of Ohio, right next to the Ohio River. Winds out of the northeast, as you can see, mostly sunny skies. Tony Sperano is in his third season as the Dolphin coach. A thinner, more trim Tony Sperano.
Yeah, a guy who's doing that kettlebell workout with his strength and conditioning coach. So he's fit and ready, and so is Marvin Lewis.
Marvin in his 8th season, but the 4th time in those 8 years he has started a season 2-4. We've had the flip of the coin. Cincinnati won. This means Dan Carpenter will kick off for the Miami Dolphins with those 6 touchbacks, a Pro Bowler. Carpenter had 5 field goals last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Couple guys deep back. Quan Cosby there to the left. And they've got Bernard Scott to the right. We told you about the breeze. And an important game for these two teams, respectively. There's a lot on the line, even though we're in the first portion of the season.
Yeah, Miami comes in at 3-3. Bengals 2-4. Both had high expectations coming into the season.
And Scott from the goal line. Over had a hand on him and at least knocked him astray. The gain out to the 24-yard line. A 24-yard return. There is a flag thrown. Our referee here in Cincinnati today is Terry McCauley.
During the return, holding receiving team number 56. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So here we go now with Cincinnati and their quarterback, Carson Palmer, coming off his 3rd career 400-yard game, albeit in a losing cause.
Yeah, and he's expecting to play even better. I think the longer he's in the same system with these wide receivers, you expect him to continue to play well and improve his game.
With Fauci in the backfield, it is 1st down and 10 from the 14 for Cincinnati. Benson blocked by Whitworth. Tackle by Crowder, who's good against the run. That's a gain of 2, and he's out to the 16-yard line. Let's set the rest of the Cincinnati offense right now. Right tackle is Andre Smith. Made his first career start last week. He is a former #1 pick. And the rookie tight end, Jermaine Gresham, one of the best rookie receivers in the NFL, playing the tight end position. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 to go. Shipley is the slot receiver. With the Dolphins in the nickel, this is Benson. Bouncing out. And look like Cameron Wake along with Vontae Davis make the stop after a gain of 4. We'll put him at about the 21-yard line. Now for the Miami Dolphin number 11 defense. On the line, Paul Soliai. Strong against the run, as is Channing Crowder. We just saw him make the tackle. He's back from injury. Helped the Dolphins last week against that Steeler running game. Ben Roethlisberger last week threw over 300 yards against the secondary. Jason Allen will start. We're going to see a lot of Sean Smith today. It is 3rd down and 3 as the nickel is in there. Benny Sapp for the Dolphin D. Palmer has a 1st down. Ocho Cinco working on Vontae Davis, picks up 6 out to the 27, move the chains for Cincinnati.
And already we're seeing good chemistry between Carson Palmer and Chad Ochocinco. Quick out, he gets man-to-man coverage against Vontae Davis, the 2nd-year defender, and Chad wins on the play. He's got to be a consistent catcher of the ball in this game today.
1st down to the 27, still the nickel. Benson got by McDaniel. He was belted by Starks on the line, and no gain on the play. They stay at the 26-yard line.
Kevin, everyone's been asking the question with the Cincinnati Bengals offense, what is your identity? Even when we talk to Marvin Lewis and Carson Palmer, they say, look, in the AFC North Division, you have to be able to run the ball, but you have to be able to do both. Last year, they couldn't throw it. They ran it very well. Now they're seeking balance, a good blend of both run and pass in this game today against the Dolphins.
2nd down and 10. Smith with a good block at the right tackle. Taylor Owens hit by Allen. And on the the play, Jeremiah Bell, I think, was covering him. Gain of 9, close to a first down.
Actually, Terrell Owens did have the first down. He kind of lost track of where he was after making the catch. He curls into that zone defense so well, and then he settles, but now he's trying to give ground to gain yards. We got a quick snap to try to get that first down, and I think they were able to get it. Initially, Terrell Owens came back and did not get the first down. Carson Palmer goes with a quick snap, and they're able to move the chains.
It was 3rd and inches. They do get the first down. Here he is again at no huddle. 1st and 10. Going deep. He's got T.O. Was bobbling it. He was working on Allen. It is incomplete. He had a hard time holding onto the ball. It'll be 2nd down.
And last week in Atlanta, they had a hard time connecting because Carson felt like he overthrew T.O. on a couple of occasions. They go quick snap. They go at Jason Allen. Now watch the initial catch by T.O. See, he's got it, and then Allen's able to claw it out. And because he bobbled the ball and didn't complete it as he went out of bounds, they have to rule it a non-catch.
2nd down and 10. Benson. From behind, looked like Dansby got a hold of him. It was a terrific tackle around this team. No gain on the play. The Bengals love the no huddle, and they used it pretty effectively last week.
And not only are they going no huddle, they're going hurry up. I mean, they're going so fast. We're having a tough time trying to keep up. 0 points scored on their opening possessions. Ranked dead last in the National Football League. I think they're trying to catch this defense off balance as well.
9th play of the drive, 3rd down and 10. Operating out of the nickel, the defense of the Miami Dolphins. Culver coming up the middle, but was picked up by the center. Ocho Cinco working again on Vontae Davis. It's a gain of 13 on 3rd and 10 to the 46-yard line.
Isolation on Chad Ochocinco. Man coverage against Vontae Davis. He beats him to the outside. Excellent route ran by Chad. And then the catching of the ball is the most critical point. How about the protection of Carson Palmer on that play?
Bernard Scott in the backfield. It is a first down. The numbers on Palmer, as you can see. Still the nickel. And this is the aforementioned Scott. Big hole into the secondary. Finally, Sapp brings him down after Vontae Davis couldn't find a handle. A 17-yard gain to the 29-yard line.
Against the cover 2 shell, 6 in the box, and then there's where they run. So you get only 6 in the box, and the 2 safeties, look at that hole. The 2 safeties are back so far. That's when Carson wants to check to a run play. So you ask, what do they want to do, run or pass it? Depends on the look he's going to get from the Miami Dolphins defense. Right now, they're giving you that cover 2 shell again. He could check to a run play.
Rama Francis out of the line. They brought in Kendall Langford. It is a first down. First drive of the game. That's the rookie tight end, West. Brought down by Dansby. Picks up 8 yards on the play, and Solomon, they mark him at the 20-yard line in a drive, which saw T.O. catch one for 9, and Chad Ochocinco get one for 13.
And 11 plays so far on this drive. 6 have been runs. That was a pass play, the 5th pass play right now. So a good mix of run and pass for Carson Palmer.
On 2nd down and 2, Bernard Scott is out of Abilene Christian. The middle into a pile. Langford there, gain of 4, and put him down to the 16-yard line.
And the Miami Dolphins have a big physical defensive front. Carlos Dansby comes over as an unrestricted free agent. And so this is a group that's been very good at defending the run. It's really surprising the Bengals have been able to run the ball on this first possession.
Benson is back in. Wake is on the top of your screen on the line. 13th play of the drive. On the 16, 1st and 10. Bell gets Benson inside the 10, barely a gain of 6 on the play. Nice variety on this drive.
Really good variety. Carson Palmer reading the defense well. And it's that stretch zone play that allows Benson to cut back, find the soft area, and see Jeremiah Bell. He was coming up from his safety position, but he can't get up there fast enough to plug the hole.
2nd down and 4. Benson. couple of crushed away, 7-yard line. That's Jeremiah Bell. He leads the team in tacklers. A Pro Bowler a season ago on a gain of 3. We'll put him at the 7.
And that time, Bell was able to come up and get a better feel for where the Bengals are going to try to attack in the running game. And now in that critical red zone area where areas are really more constricted on a 3rd down play, it's been a great drive for Carson Palmer, but he's got to come up big. This is the biggest down of the drive. 3rd and 1. You've got to be able to get it into the end zone or pick up a 1st down.
Brian Leonard has come in. He didn't play last week against Atlanta with a thigh injury. 3rd and 1. Touchdown. Terrell Owens. He was working on Clemens.
Just a good mix, good play calling. Bob Bratkowski, the offensive coordinator, the use of Terrell Owens, and watch how they run the out route and in the area behind the safeties, behind the linebackers, and he's able to get in front of Jason Allen for a touchdown. Good throw, good catch. Bengals putting points on the board in the 1st quarter.
Jason Allen has been a little inconsistent. Here's the extra point. 7-0 Cincinnati on top. Mike Nugent puts it through. Catches of 13 by Ocho Cinco. 17 to Scott. And they finish off with a 7-yard touchdown pass to Terrell Owens. 7-0 Bengals right off the bat. Solomon, you see the numbers on that drive. It was a beauty, covering 86 yards. But on 3rd down, Carson Palmer had 3 third-down completions.
Yeah, he's actually 4 for 4
exactly.
on the drive. Their ability to convert, and that is where drives are won. That's where you sustain drives. More importantly, they were able to punch it in inside the red zone.
Now Nugent's kickoff. Cobb running up from the 16-yard line. And up to the 31-yard line at the 13-yard return. Nolan Carroll is inactive today. So let's see how Miami responds. What a drive put together by Carson Palmer of Cincinnati. I'm anxious to see how Miami responds to that good-looking opening game drive by Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, and they've got to be productive on offense to give their defense a break.
Full house for Chad Henne from the 31st and 10. Brown. Not a lot there. Brought down by Mamaluga. Gain of 4 to the 34-yard line. And quarterback Chad Henne makes his 20th career start today. In his young career, he is 10-9.
He's a guy that the coaches talk about. Hey, he just continues to pass the test. Every week he gets better. I know everyone wants more spectacular plays made from Chad Henne, but he doesn't have the egregious mistakes that cost you football games.
Roberto Wallace is in the slot, 2nd down and 6. Now he's on the move. Good time. That's caught on the near side. Grabbed by Brandon Marshall. Working on Chris Crocker. 19-yard catch. He's down to the 46-yard line of Cincinnati.
And this is all you need to know about Chad Henne. Watch him stand in the pocket, comfortable. Now this is just great accuracy. Dropping the ball in between 2 Bengals defenders to Brandon Marshall, who just makes an incredible catch, keeping both feet in bounds. Excellent execution between quarterback and wide receiver.
After the 20-yard gain, 1st and 10. Ronnie Brown in the backfield. And the call. Maluga in the secondary, brought down on the play by Morgan Trent after a gain of 3, down to the 43-yard line. Rest of that line, Jake Long is the best offensive lineman for the Dolphins. John Jerry is starting at the right guard. He's been out for a while with an illness. And a change at wide receiver. Devon Best starts for the healthy Brian Hartline. It was a coach's decision. 2nd down and 7. Brown. Tank Johnson makes the stop after a gain of 3 down to the 40-yard line. The defense of Cincinnati, Frosty Rucker starts for Antoine Odom out with a drug suspension on that line. That line has been very inconsistent. Linebacker Dhani Jones leads the Bengals in tackles for a 3rd consecutive year. And the secondary struggled last week with Roddy White of Atlanta. Morgan Trent will start for the injured Jonathan Joseph. They had 6 different defensive backs miss time in practice this week. Hartline has come in. One of the 4 you see out there on 3rd and 4. Devon Bess Brought down about the 36. Hit by Reggie Nelson, the ex-Jaguar. It's a gain of 4. Looks like they got the first down to the 36-yard line.
It's going to be close. Devon Best is one of the best at converting third downs into first downs. 15 of his catches have come on third down plays. And he's the guy that can make big-time plays. He converts it into the first down, and they continue to move the chains. And, you know, Marvin Lewis talked about his defense. They just need to get better at reading and recognizing formations, not playing with a hesitant mindset.
First and 10 handoff to Ronnie Brown. Dams his way, and Hall makes the stop. Gain of 5 to the 31-yard line. As you take a look at some of the key inactives today, we talked about Joseph, Pac-Man, Adam Jones. He is out now for the rest of the year. He'll have surgery on his neck. And Dukeway is out. He was starting last week. Roy Williams is out. Third consecutive miss for him. He's got a knee injury.
And as this game goes on, keep in mind, Chinedum and Dukeway, a big playmaker in terms of the pass defense. So was Adam Jones, who had been improving. And Jonathan Joseph out there thin on the back end.
Hobbs back there, second down and 5 for Best. He got it right in front of Morgan Trent, who plays safety normally and some corner, to the 21-yard line. Gain of 10. Good-looking throw by Henning.
Yeah, he's playing that position where Jonathan Joseph would normally get the start. The second-year player from Michigan. Morgan Trent giving a little bit too much cushion over on that side of the field, and Chad Henne is just going to pick it apart all day long. Have to shrink the coverage, and you talk about a team needing to score inside the red zone or put the ball into the end zone. That's what Chad Henne is going to be asked to do after going 0 for 3 last week inside the red area.
You're right, they did struggle. First down and 10. First drive of the game for Miami. Has got Fasano, the tight end. Flag is down. The gain right there, 5 to the 16-yard line. Fasano is a good-looking receiving tight end.
2 fouls on the play. Holding defense number 25.
Trent.
Holding offense number 72. The penalty's offset.
Carey.
First down.
Carey making his 82nd consecutive start today for Miami. A look at Marvin Lewis.
What did Tony Sperano tell us? If there's any part of their game that they want to get going, they certainly have done a good job of avoiding the penalties, but they want to get both running backs, Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams, going on the inside power run game.
Polite now back there with Ronnie. It's first down and 10. Brown. Nice play. Dhani Jones coming through. He's played in the Super Bowl with Philadelphia, with the Giants. Third year here in Cincinnati. Gain of a yard to the 20-yard line.
Tony Sperano said that the better we run, the better team we will be. And we will win games running the football. They want to be a powerful team. They want to be the most physical team on the football field today. And so it starts with their ability to both run the ball on offense and stop the run on defense.
Ninth play of the drive. Cobbs, receiver atop your screen. Second down and 9. Carry a block. Incomplete for Best. All kinds of defensive traffic right there. Reggie Nelson among the 3 in the secondary defending for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I felt Reggie Nelson could have probably played the ball. He took a shot and he hit the man. But take a look at this. You think maybe you can even get there intercept. See, his head is going toward the defender, and he never looked at the ball. And had he made contact with the wide receiver before the ball arrived, they would have flagged him. But he got there a little bit late. Contact was unavoidable, and so it was a good thing, but he's got to do a better job of playing the ball in the air.
Third down and 9. That's to the end zone. Incomplete. Coverage by Hall. And intended for Wallace. A flag, as you see, has been thrown.
Looks like they're pointing.
Illegally touching the pass. Offense number 19 went out of bounds, came back in, and was the first to touch the football. The penalties decline. Fourth down.
They're saying that Brandon Marshall stepped out of bounds on his own. And watch him at the bottom of the screen here. And see, he's not coming back in, and then he touched the ball. If you go out of bounds,
that's Wallace. They made the wrong.
Absolutely.
It's not Marshall. It was Wallace.
Okay, it was Wallace at the bottom of the screen that they called it on number 19. But nonetheless, it was a good call because he did go out of bounds of his own volition.
This is a 38-yard field goal try on the opening drive for the Dolphins. 5 last week for Carpenter. Miami is on the board, and 2:16 to play on that drive. A 20-yard catch by Marshall, a 10-yard catch by Bess. They get the 38-yard field goal. We're getting some terrific scenics today. That's the Ohio River, Paul Brown Stadium. The MetLife Blimp is giving us these great scenics today. Look for the MetLife Blimps as it teams up with us at CBS for more coverage this season. Solomon Wilcots, Kevin Harlan. You know, you brought up something interesting in that last drive about a defensive back. And, of course, you played many years in the NFL that position. Watching the ball or watching the guy, that's a tough little juggle there.
Once the ball is in the air, you go play the ball. You have to have a mindset, much in the same way that Troy Polamalu or an Ed Reed go get the football, and the ball normally takes you to the man. That's where the wide receiver is going. So if you play the ball, you stand a better chance of making big plays, coming away with the interception, and avoiding a penalty flag.
Good explanation. 11 plays, field goal for the Miami Dolphins. The ensuing kickoff, Scott. With that bright Ohio sun he looks. Walked down nicely on the play. How about that? Cobbs coming through. 13-yard return. Another look at Carson Palmer, who is magnificent on that first series. His Bengals lead 7-3. It's the second defensive series out there for the Miami Dolphins. They've made a change. They brought in Sean Smith in place of Jason Allen. We knew they were going to go back and forth, but interestingly enough, Allen was beaten on that touchdown pass in the first Bengal drive by T.O. So now Smith playing the other corner. 1st and 10 from the 12. Gresham, the tight end. Dansby had a beat on him. Bell was there as well. And the gain to the 19-yard line and about an 8-yard gain there, Solomon.
Just good play design. Get the formation going one way, and you sneak Gresham out the back door to get beyond the defense and watch him. He plant that foot in the ground, get going right toward that first down marker. Just a couple of yards shy of it. But this offense is clicking. They're on schedule right now.
With an extra defensive back, Sapp. 2nd down and 3. Stop. It's a gain of 11. A 1st down to the 30. We go to James Brown in New York.
Hey, Kevin and Solomon, take a look here at Jacksonville getting it done against Dallas. David Garrard, play action, hooking up with Mike Sims-Walker. A 10-yard strike on 1st and goal from the 10. They're on top of the Cowboys. 7-3. Kevin Harlan and Solomon Wilcots.
And we know Garrard didn't play last week because of the concussion. While we're away, they threw a late flag. It was a personal foul. It was against the Miami Dolphins. And so now the gain, which was 11 yards by Cedric Benson on the run on a 2nd down and 3, now puts it out to the 45-yard line. And I apologize, I did not catch who it was on. We'll try to get that for you.
Tony Sperano cannot be happy with that. His team's the least penalized team in the league.
Look at that. Dansby just walks right across the line and said, I saw somebody move.
He's going to force the official to throw the flag. We saw someone move.
Offense number 71.
That's just
right.
Smart playing.
1st down.
Carlos Dansby, high football IQ. He understood that the offensive lineman moved. We're going to watch the tackle. Watch it right here. See, there you go. Andre Smith, he moved. Now, if you go ahead and cross the line of scrimmage, now they've got to go ahead and throw a flag.
It's 1st and 15. Benson from outside. And Clemens got a hand on him along with some others. Also, you saw Sean Smith. Gain of 3 to the 43. We just heard Channing Crowder was guilty of the personal foul for Miami. The referee's mic was off, and so we couldn't get it, so we called upstairs. 2nd down and 12.
You know, and just because you're getting the no-huddle offense from Carson Palmer and the Bengals, that doesn't mean they're in pass mode. They'll run it from this formation.
Whitworth, a good block at the left tackle. Shipley, the rookie out of Texas. Hit by Benny Sapp. He's down to the 42. 15-yard gain. Another 1st down for the accurate Carson Palmer.
Jordan Shipley has caught the eye of everyone in the Cincinnati area and even the opponents. Tony Sperano said the guy he's worried about most is not Chad Ochocinco, not Terrell Owens. It's Jordan Shipley working the slot area.
Wake is on the near side of the defensive line of Miami. That's the end of the 1st quarter. Touchdown pass to Terrell Owens. Field goal of 38 yards for Miami. We take a break at the end of 1. The Bengals 7-3. Welcome back to Cincinnati. Touchdown pass to T.O. for the Bengals on their game-opening drive. It was a 15-play drive. This is their second of the game. They began back at the 12. Now they're all the way to the 43 of Miami, where they got it 1st and 10. Solomon Wilcots, Kevin Harlan, Baker, second-year player out of Purdue. Ryan Baker has now come on the line for Miami. They're still in the nickel, and it's 1st and 10. Cedric Benson. And he was hit there by Sapp. Brought down by McDaniel. Gain of 3. Solomon to the 40-yard line.
Kevin, the Cincinnati Bengals have lost 3 games in a row. One would argue they have to win this game today. But Carson Palmer said that we've gotten better because bad things have happened. They've fallen behind 28-0 to the Patriots. They fell behind last week to the Falcons 24-3. But I think what they have found is that when they go no huddle, they can strike big and put up big numbers offensively.
Second down and 7. Benson, Schiffer with the block. A submarine tackle there by Crowder. He certainly helps that run D. It was a gain of 1 down to the 39-yard line.
And last week, after falling so far behind in that game, Carson Palmer goes no huddle. He gets 3 touchdown passes, completes 70% of his passes, over 400 yards. And I think they've now kind of found a rhythm on offense where they still haven't abandoned the run, but boy, are they able to attack you down the field.
Now 6 defensive backs. They bring in Culver. 3rd down and 6. Clemens just about had it. He was right there, the second-year player out of Clemson. So Palmer can't convert on 3rd down. They got to punt the ball.
This pass should be intercepted. It's a high throw by Palmer. Look at that. It goes right to the defensive back. And T.O. is wondering where this ball's got to be down low. It's got to be down low where Terrell Owens can dig it out or catch it in stride running. It was thrown well too high, and Palmer wishes he had that one back.
So here's the punt now by Kevin Huber, who's out of the University of Cincinnati. Devon Bess is back. And the knuckleball. And the fair catch at the 21-yard line. Another look at Chad Henne on that 18-yard well-placed punt. 7-3, the Bengals. That's our offensive story so far. Dolphins' first time they had it, 38-yard field goal. They begin this offensive series with Ricky Williams in the backfield. Hartline, one of their receivers. 1st and 10. After the Cincinnati punt. Henne. Grabbed by Fasano about the 30-yard line. And Maualuga was there. That's a gain of 9 on the play. Up to the 30-yard line. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Bill Cowher for the latest NFL scores and highlights and news. That's the Sprint Halftime Report. You're on CBS.
And for the Dolphins to want to get the ball to Brandon Marshall, after watching the tapes last week on what Roddy White did, he implored the coaches, you've got to get me the ball. He wants a big day.
Ricky Williams on first to make it 2nd down and 1. He takes it up the gut. He gets the 1st down. Honey Jones makes the stop. Gain of 6 to the 36.
We talked to Brandon Marshall. Look at the numbers. Most receptions since 2007. Over 300 catches. He's gone 3 straight years. Over 100 receptions and 1,000 yards in a single season. But this year he's not happy. He says, I'm happy to be in Miami. But he said, I looked up, I ranked 61st in the National Football League in yards after the catch. He wants to improve on that number.
1st and 10 for Henne. It's Polite. Maualuga is there. It's a gain of 3 on the play. Saka Polite to the 38-yard line. Yeah, the yards after catch, a big deal with him.
Absolutely. Take a look at this tackle. Morgan Trent comes up and gets the hit, but getting back to Brandon Marshall. And he always talks about yards after the catch. And if you watch him play, he does so many things so well. Beating the jam at the line of scrimmage, plucking the ball out of the air, but then looking to do something once he comes down with it.
Nelson is the nickel. 2nd down and 7. Long with the block. And well timed. That's all. That was a late flag. It was thrown right there on Reggie Nelson. They're going outside to Hartline. I thought there was a little contact before that ball arrived.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a flag.
Defense number 20. Automatic 1st down.
He's been playing mainly special teams after the September trade that sent him from Jacksonville to Cincinnati.
Yeah, Reggie Nelson has to have a better feel to be able to work himself around the offensive players, still get a hand in there and knock the ball down. See, bang, and then the ball arrives. So certainly I thought there was contact. It was very close. I mean, that's like splitting hairs, and we all have done it having played that position.
Wallace is in. Marshall is out. First down and 10. Ricky Williams. There's a tackle on the near side here by Morgan Trent. He's out of Michigan. It's a gain of 2, and Ricky will take the ball to the 48-yard line.
Good coverage by the Bengals, forcing Chad Henne to dump it off. You know, sooner or later, you know this ball is going to go out to Brandon Marshall. And, you know, last year, Brandon Marshall playing against Leon Hall, he had 4 catches for 27 yards. What did he tell us? He said, you know, last year I took him rather lightly. I didn't study Leon Hall as well. He said, but today I plan on having some kind of atonement. He looks for a big day playing against Leon.
Marshall back in, second down and 8. Ricky Williams. Amaluga. And a couple that were there on a gain of 5. They sent him down to the 48-yard line. I know they want to run the ball. I mean, they're known as a running team. The Dolphins want to get Williams and get Ronnie Brown on track.
Yeah, they do. And it really is important for Tony Sperano. He's a former offensive line coach, now head coach of the Miami Dolphins. He feels that everything they do starts with their offensive line. They've improved in terms of their ability to run it. That's why they've evolved beyond the Wildcat. You don't see them running it as much as they had in the past.
Second tight end, Mixtrude is in. Third down and 3. Ricky remains. Good time for Henne. That's caught. Fasano with a grab right in front of Nelson. 32-yard line. Pick up a 15 yards of first down for the Miami Dolphins.
Interesting play call because they load the box as if they're going to run it. But on 3rd and 3, they go against the tendency. We're going to throw the ball when you expect us to run it. And so Morgan Trent's not able to get back on Fasano. He's able to drop it in front of Reggie Nelson. And Trent's probably expecting a run play just as most everyone else was on a 3rd and 3 play.
Wildcat. First down and 10. Brown will send Williams in motion. Ricky Williams, polite, will lead the way. Slipping out of bounds. Nelson got him around the ankles and tripped him up. No gain on the play. They stay at the 32.
It's been 2 or 3 weeks since they've run the Wildcat. And so far this year, they're only averaging 1.6 yards per carry when they run the ball out of the Wildcat. And Tony Sperano's probably thinking after that play, yeah, maybe we should go back to our base offense and where they've averaged 5.5 yards per carry, you know, in the Wildcat over the last 2 years. So the numbers have gone down in 2010.
Henne back in, second down and 10. 5th play of the drive. Polite with the block. Bess near the 25-yard line, hit by Morgan Trent. Is playing with the bad knee. That's a gain of 8 on the play. Mark him at the 24. Do you sense, and talking to Sperano last night, that the Wildcat still has a nice mark in this offense?
I think they're starting to move beyond it. One, because they're running the ball well with Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams. Another is because the play of their young quarterback, Chad Henne, who was a first-year starter last year, but now this is his 20th NFL start. So he's more efficient when it comes to throwing the ball, giving them greater balance and much greater production.
The Bengals are in the nickel. One in Tom Nelson. Third down and 2. Great time. Look at the time. Right through the hands of Ronnie Brown. Coverage across the way by Brandon Johnson. So it is 4th down and 2. And
now watch this. He's going to go over to his right, come all the way back. He's ripping through his progression, and so he gets the ball late to Ronnie Brown as the defender's closing in. You say, well, why didn't he throw it sooner? Ronnie Brown might have been the 5th player in Chad Henne's rotation. And so after looking elsewhere, he had nowhere to go but come backside.
Relegated to a 3-point try. 42-yard attempt by Carpenter. And it's 7-6. Chipping away the Dolphins. Second quarter with 8:20 to play. Important game for the Dolphins and the Bengals. 10 plays plays field goal. First drive, 11 plays field goal. A lot of plays, not many points.
Yeah, they only average 18 points per game. That has been their mission statement all week. They've got to start turning those opportunities into more points on the scoreboard.
This is Bernard Scott from the 5-yard line for the Cincinnati Bengals, and he gets a block on the play from his defensive lineman as he takes it out to the 32-yard line. Geno Atkins, 28-yard return. Here comes Palmer. The Bengals up by 1. Beautiful day in Cincinnati. The 2011 Pro Bowl balloting has begun for a chance to send your favorite player to Hawaii for the 2011 Pro Bowl. Vote online or on your mobile phone at NFL.com/Pro Bowl. You vote, they play. Here is the third possession now for Cincinnati. Carson Palmer's had 22 plays already in this game.
Yeah, and he's spreading it around. He's come out. He's been very accurate, spreading the ball to different players, whether it's Chad Ochocinco, Jermaine Gresham, or Terrell Owens for the touchdown. 7 of 9 so far in the game for 65 yards. I only saw him miss on one throw where I thought it should have been completed. So right now he's into good rhythm. But remember, the run game is clicking for the Cincinnati Bengals, helping them to provide protection for their quarterback, Carson Palmer.
Sean Smith is still at the cornerback for the starter. Jason Allen, 1st and 10 from the 33. Great time going. He's got T.O. Knocked away beautifully on the nearest. There he is right there. Sean Smith. Nice play.
Well,
2nd down and 10.
This was a well-thrown ball. Look at the shadows on the field. I thought T.O. was blinded. See how his shadow is in front of him? So that means the sun is at his back. He's looking back into the sun, couldn't find the ball, and it appeared as though the defender found the ball better than T.O. did while it was in midair. He lost the ball in the sun on that play.
5 in the secondary, 2nd down and 10. Scrimmage may have been by Langford. Flag is thrown on the play, and we'll find out it was thrown in the secondary at about the 46-yard line.
27. There's no foul for pass interference. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down.
They got in his grill. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
If the ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage, you can then make contact with the receiver before the arrival of the ball.
Culver comes in as a 6th defensive back, 3rd down and 10. Now he's going deep, and this time looking for Ochocinco. There was some contact, but no flag. Vontae Davis was back there, and there you see Culver. They had Ochocinco double team. They got a punt, 3 and out for Cincinnati.
And I thought on both occasions, on the deep throws, Carson Palmer gave his receivers a chance to make the catch. But I'm not so sure that his receivers are able to see the ball. And I think if you're an offensive coach and you're calling plays, let's go deep, you've got to know where the sun is. You've got to know where that location is going to be and how it affects your wide receivers.
Huber to punt, and Devon Bess looking up into that same sun from the 22-yard line. Bess. And ripped down. Last tackle made on the play by Rico Murray. They just called him off the practice squad yesterday. 44-yard punt, and he's back out there. Here come the Dolphins, down by 1. Solomon said it earlier, a lot of plays, not a lot of points. A change at right guard. Pat McQuiston has come in. Paul McQuiston has come in. His brother Pat, this is Paul, has come in for John Jarrett. 1st and 10 from the 29. And he losing his footing. Then regains, then throws, Hartline. Brought down by Trent. Whacked on the play by Keith Rivers. He's up to the 36-yard line. That's an 8-yard completion.
And right now, look, you talk about the sun having an effect. That's Devon Bess before the game looking into the sun, and he's on the same end of the field, and that's Brandon Marshall trying to focus on being able to catch it without having to block his eyes. And that's the sun pouring into Paul Brown Stadium right now, and the Dolphins are going into the sun. So if they turn back to look for the ball, they're not looking into the sun as Chad Ochocinco and Terrell Owens had on that previous possession.
2nd down and 2. Ronnie Brown He was ripped down hard on the play. Fosky Rucker got a hand on him and some others. No gain on the play, and they stand at the 37-yard line.
Now, we talked about it. A lot of plays, not a lot of points for this Miami Dolphins offense. They've gotten off to a slow start. This is the 22nd offensive play. Only 6 points to show. But they can now begin to take command of the game. Tony Sparano's going to dial up some run plays. Try to create 3rd and short for Chad Henne to create a first down. Right now, they're looking at 3rd and very short.
2 to be exact. 3rd and 2 into the nickel secondary. That's high, looking for Hartline. Coverage across the way by Morgan Trent. And the Dolphins matched the previous 3 and out by Cincinnati. 3 and out for Miami. They got to punt the ball.
And if you are a Miami Dolphins fan, you want a better throw from Chad Henne. You want him to be able to convert. I'm going to give Morgan Trent the credit for having great coverage on the play and forcing Henne to throw that ball high where only his guy can get it or go out of bounds. So great coverage on defense by the Bengals.
Fields to punt. Juan Cosby's back. Running under the ball with the catch. We're going to hang time about 3.5 seconds. 41-yard punt. Carson Palmer will take it again. 6:11 to play in the second quarter.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Viagra and by Dish Network. Let's watch TV.
First down and 10. Here's a look at Carson Palmer, who's missed his last 4 passes. From the 22. Cedric Benson with a lead block, and there he goes into the secondary. Jeremiah Bell meets him, knocks him out of bounds, gain to the 34-yard line. 13-yard run, a first down for Cincinnati.
Andrew Whitworth, the left tackle, nice kick-out block. Number 77, look at it right there. And then you have just a great running lane. Sid Benson reading the block by Whitworth to get to the second level. Right now, the Bengals, when they run the ball, they are at their best.
Baker still on the defensive line for Miami. 1st and 10. Into the nickel secondary. This is Benson again with a little cutback, and Bell is once again right there to make the stop. It's a gain of 6. Clemens got a hand on him as well. Benny Sapp was there, right there. Benny Sapp. They made a trade with Minnesota, sending Camarillo to the Vikings. Sapp comes to Miami.
Benson's doing a really good job. 79 yards rushing so far today, but he's doing a good job of staying with the hole, and if it's not there, going backside and finding room to run.
2nd and 4. Sapp on the blitz. Benson again. And look at Sapp coming from behind and bringing down the number 1 pick by Chicago. Loss of 1 on the play. Back to the 40-yard line. You talk about patience. That's interesting. Sometimes running backs don't have it. A veteran like Benson, though, you think possesses that.
Yeah, he does. And that's why he can find the yards to cut back on the back end of the defense. But that time, Benny Sapp was there to close the door on that backside run. He should have been there on the previous play. So he's learning this defense after coming over from Minnesota.
Wake play in the left end here. 3rd down and 5. Palmer setting his protections. Shuttle pass goes off the bench, but read beautifully by the Miami Dolphins to the 41-yard line. McDaniel was there. Cameron Wake was there. It's a gain of 2. Nothing doing. Defense holds. They got a punt to the Bengals.
Cameron Wake, very smart. So you come upfield and then close the door. Go back in, and they didn't block him because they're expecting him to go charging up the field because they gave him a pass look, but he was smart. He knew he had to clear the running back before he would rush the quarterback.
Hubert a punt once again for Cincinnati. Devon Best back at the 20. Hard rush put on. Clemens was right there. Best waves it away. Rico Murray will trot with the ball down to about the 10-yard line. That's where Chad Henne and that offense of Miami will start with a 48-yard punt. And a look at Tony Sparano.
We have a Halloween theme. There's no doubt about it. And Speaking of Jekyll and Hyde, a home and away has looked very different in terms of the ability to produce wins, points per game for this Miami Dolphins football team. Even their ability to take the ball away on defense and create turnovers, it's been drastically different. They play much better on the road than they have at home. And Tony Sparano hopes to even out the personality of this football team as the season progresses.
Ricky Williams in the backfield. McCrifton stays at the right guard from the 10, 1st and 10. Great time. Oh, and he's got his receiver that was dropped on the near sideline, as you saw. They were going for Cobbs, and he had a linebacker on him. The former #1 pick out of USC, Keith Rivers.
Rivers made it really tough for him to haul it in. He's closing. I think he's beaten on the play, but see that hand up? It was enough to distract him from making the catch. And that's about as good as it gets in coverage for linebackers. He was tight, he was close, and then got a hand up to distract the receiver.
Pat Sims is coming on the defensive line now for Cincinnati. 2nd down and 10. Polite is in with Ricky Williams. Good block by Carey, and there's Rivers again. No gain on the play. They stay at the 10-yard line.
Boy, and Williams wanted to cut back. We're talking about finding room to run, but Keith Rivers were able to slam the door. Watch him come in and fill the backside hole. So you run through it, see how he's trying to bounce on the cutback, but there's number 55 showing up, slamming the door shut. Excellent run defense at the point of attack.
Dunlop along with Geno Atkins coming in the game. Couple rookies in the middle of the line defensively for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's 3rd down and 10. Penny intercepted, picked off on the play. Grabbed by Morgan Trent. First interception of the season. First turnover of the game. And it will be at the 40, make it the 37-yard line of Miami.
3rd and 10 is usually where quarterbacks try to do too much. Trying to go down the field, we'll show you in our eye control. Now watch it, going down the middle of the field. Watch how many black jerseys are in there as opposed to white jerseys. Now this is just throwing it into a team meeting, and he underthrows it, and it's picked off. And so certainly Chad Henne should have gone elsewhere with the ball. He knows he should not have gone there with the football on that play.
That is the 6th interception thrown by Chad Henne this season. And look where the Bengals started at the 37 of Miami. 1st and 10. That's Kelly, the tight end, in motion. And dropped by Clemens. And then picked up by T.O. Wow. That is a touchdown. His 2nd of the day. Carson Palmer will take it any way they can get it. Wow.
Chris Clemens, he's not going to sleep well tonight because, Kevin, you're right. He should have had the interception. The ball hit him right in the hands. He dropped it, and then it goes off his back foot right into the hands of Terrell Owens. Look at this. He tipped it up with his hand. Yep. Kept it alive for Terrell Owens to make the catch for a touchdown. He should have made the catch initially. Wow.
What a weird play. Nugent will try to tack on one more. It's 14-6 Cincinnati and 2:45 before halftime. Palmer and Owens have connected twice, but a little bit of help right there from Chris Clemens. Downtown Cincinnati on this Halloween. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Bill Cowell for the latest NFL scores, news, and highlights. It's coming up from our CBS studios in New York, the Sprint Halftime Report.
Kevin, the last 2 plays, that sequence of plays, just goes to show you what it's like to be a quarterback in the NFL. Both guys have bad throws, bad decisions over the middle of the field, and one gets intercepted. The other one should have been intercepted, but it results into a touchdown.
Here's the kickoff. Nugent and Cobbs. He looks into that sun from the 15-yard line. Oh, and he finds a gap. A great seam. The kicker can't get him, and from behind he is brought down by Rico Murray. That's a great way to get back in this game as the return is 39 yards. They'll spot him at the Cincinnati 45.
Patrick Cobbs, he hits the middle. You got no more than a two-man wall. You can't have any players more than that combining as a wedge, but yet they still able to get to the second level. Look at that. Just good running, good blocking up front by Cobbs, and if Rico Murray doesn't haul him in, he's going to have a touchdown. And now let's see if Chad Henne can shake off that interception and start throwing the ball down the field, accurately making plays.
Brown in the backfield on first down and 10, and he gets the call. This little hole right there and brought down immediately by Frosty Rucker. It's a gain of 6. They'll spot him at the 39.
Henne's trying to get his guys up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to go with a no huddle. They know they need to put some points on the board before the end of the half.
Into the nickel, second down and 4. Brown. Carey held up his blocker, and that was very nice because he gets the first down. Run on a play by Reggie Nelson. Spot him at the 27-yard line. That's a 12-yard gain and a first down for Miami.
Sometimes you have to have instincts. Look, know where the holes are. He presses the line of scrimmage and then breaks contain, get outside, and beyond the first down mark. That's just smart, instinctive running by Ronnie Brown.
John Jerry, by the way, is back at that right guard. Coming back in, the rookie out of Mississippi. Good 12-yard run right there. Miami's on the move at the 2-minute warning. Clemens had a sure interception in his hands. Ricocheted off his palms. T.O. vacuumed it in. His second touchdown reception today. So here's a first down from the 26-yard line for Miami. They got a great kick return by Cobbs to get in this position. Brown is in the backfield. Ronnie Brown, Fasano leads the way, and there he goes, busting free in the secondary. Brought down on the play by Tom Nelson, a 13-yard burst. He's had a run of 12 on this drive. Mark him at the 13. It's a first down.
Just an excellent run. The offensive line taking over the ball game for the Miami Dolphins. Watch them bust it open. Look at that. Seal on the kick out on Dhani Jones, and he hits it right on time. So the block, the hole, and then the run through from Ronnie Brown.
It's first and 10. Best. Whacked in the play by ex-Dolphin Chris Crocker. It's a gain of 2, and they'll spot him at the 11. Timeout taken by Cincinnati. 1:11 to play. Bengals burn their first timeout. And he will take the walk to the sideline and talk with his coach. Down 14-6. Bengal timeout moments ago. Chad Henne can't complain about not having enough time back there in the backfield.
I think he expects to have the time because the Bengals only 6 sacks in 6 games. They haven't come close to getting to the quarterback. They've struggled in that area. I thought Michael Johnson should have been able to get the ball out there. He whiffed as he ran right by Chad Henne.
Ricky Williams in motion. Second down and 8. Henne. Fasano. Third down and 8.
All right, now you heard this week Tony Sperano said that his quarterback Chad Henne can be more accurate throwing the ball. He talks about these intermediate throws where, look, if you throw this out in front of Fasano, he's going to run it down inside the 5-yard line. And you might credit that as a drop on Anthony Fasano, but I contend that if that ball is placed properly, it's going to be a big play for Chad Henne and a big play for the offense.
Is in. They haven't gone to Marshall since early in the game. Third and 8. Play time. Brian Hurtline, gain of 5. And they'll put him at the 6-yard line. Another Cincinnati timeout. Mamaluga makes the stop. 58 seconds to play. Well, both teams struggle in the red zone. And they're going to try for 3 are the Miami Dolphins. On this 4th down coming up, they had to get down to the 3. They are resting at about the 7. And here comes Carpenter. Remember, he had the 5 field goals last week. And again, red zone issues last week against Pittsburgh and today once again here in Cincinnati.
They talked about getting more red zone opportunities. Today they've had plenty. Still had to settle for field goals.
This is a 24-yard drop. 14-9 with 54 seconds to play in the first half. 24, 42, and 38-yard field goals by Carpenter. There was a nice kickoff return there by Cobbs that got him in scoring position.
Yeah, and then some key plays from both quarterbacks. Chad Henning, bad decision, bad throw, picked off by Morgan Trent, who makes the catch. Equally bad throw by Palmer, but Chris Clemens plays volleyball so that Terrell Owens can take it in for a touchdown. So both quarterbacks make bad decisions, but the end result is that the Bengals end up with a touchdown before halftime.
And some of the numbers this afternoon here at Paul Brown Stadium. Let's step back and talk about what we've seen here in the first half between these two teams that are in desperate needs of a win. Miami has lost 3 of 4. Cincinnati has lost 3 consecutive games.
I think the Bengals have done exactly what they wanted to do. Come out and pound the running game to set up everything else with Carson Palmer. And so 16 run plays, 14 pass plays, but a couple of touchdown passes for Carson Palmer. So it's the way that they want to come out and do things. We've seen them go no huddle, but yet stay committed to giving the ball to Cedric Benson.
Bernard Scott. Carpenter will kick it off in the final minute of the first half. And from behind, brought down Culver. Got a hand on him, 21-yard return. And they'll put the ball at about the 26-yard line, and that's a look at the quarterback, Carson Palmer. 1 timeout and 49 seconds to play. And tonight, the Amazing Race teams are in Russia, where they'll have to dig for their next clue and make movie magic. Don't miss a new Amazing Race after 60 minutes. It's tonight. It's only on CBS. Look at some of the drives. Terrell Owens has caught 2 touchdown passes in this first half, and he has thrown a pick. 3 Carpenter field goals. That's our story. From the 26, it'll be 1st and 10. Leonard will be in the backfield. 6 defensive, make it 5 defensive backs for the Miami Dolphins. Owens did not call it. Well, I wonder if he heard footsteps there of Jeremiah Bell, huh? It was right through his hands. There was coverage on the play. Culver was in the vicinity as well.
Now this one is a good pass from Carson Palmer. We've seen somewhere maybe it wasn't deadly accurate, but so is this one. This one's very good.
Yeah.
It over the cornerback, but before the safety can come over and make a play, T.O. knows he's got to haul that one in. That's an opportunity to get a drive started before heading in at halftime.
6 DBs. Wake is on the left side here. They move him all around. He's on the left defensive end right now. 2nd down and 10. Brian Leonard, former high draft pick by St. Louis, brought down about the 28-yard line. Hit there by McDaniel. Picks up 3 on the play. Timeout taken. Final timeout taken by, no, that's Miami's first timeout. Palmer was, I think he was actually beaten to the punch. I think he wanted to call the timeout. I think Miami beat him to the timeout. So 35 seconds with which to work here in the first half. Palmer, of course, had that great 05, 06, 07 swing. Then some injuries. Where is he now in his career? Where is he on the landscape, do you think, Solomon, of NFL quarterbacks?
I think he has battled some injuries. And then last year, they just didn't have the weapons around him after they lost T.J. Hushmanzada to free agency. And, you know, Chad Ochocinco, while he's a good receiver, very prolific in numbers, not as consistent in terms of the discipline and route running. So he lost that familiar security blanket that he needed for receivers around him who are going to consistently make plays. I think he has that now, and so you can look for him to start playing well again.
3rd down and 8. Throws it away at the feet of Leonard. The coverage by Wake. And a punt. 3 and out. Another one.
Palmer was just smart. He wasn't going to put the ball in harm's way or create a potential for a turnover there. He had nothing to go down the field to, and so just threw it to the back of the heels of Brian Leonard. Well, let's go ahead and punt it. Allow our defense to keep the score the way that it is right now.
Huber to punt. And Devon Best once again back there inside the 35 for Miami. Dolphins will have 2 timeouts with which to work. Best on the fly, returnable. Pushed out of bounds by Johnson, the reserve. He's really the nickel linebacker. 16-yard return by Devon Best, who got the starting nod. Marshall's been a little bit quiet. Only 1 reception today.
And you know he has to be seething. He talked to us about watching the tapes of what Roddy White, the wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons, had did against this Bengals secondary 1 week ago, over 200 yards receiving. He expects to have big numbers, but he's only been targeted once today.
McCuistion back in at that right guard. He and Joey going back and forth. 1st and 10. Ricky Williams. And from behind, rookie Geno Atkins out of Georgia brings him down. That's a gain of 4 to the 45. Miami takes their 2nd timeout. As you take a look at the line there for Dan Carpenter.
Yeah, you take a look at that target line. I believe that Coach Sperano and Dan Henning, the offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins, you've got to take a shot. This is why you brought over Brandon Marshall, and they even said that what he does, he allows us to take shots down the field. He expands our offense and creates room for the running backs to run underneath. In this kind of situation, you need a pass completed down the field in order to set up an opportunity for a field goal.
Call coming in from Tony to Chad Henne. And where is Henne right now? Where do you see him in his development?
Well, we clearly showed the poor decision to throw the ball down the field. We even shown the incompleted pass to Anthony Fasano. So it's still continuing.
2nd down and 6. Good block by Carey. This is Bess. Bouncing out of bounds, coming on the near side, and shoved over there by Tom Nelson on a gain of 5. And to the 40-yard line.
Something I would like to see more of Chad Henne is taking the shots down the field. If you see a receiver in one-on-one position, so what, he's not wide open, you know Brandon Marshall can win in those positions. Does he have the edge in terms of body position on a defensive back down the field? Go ahead and put it up and give him an opportunity to make a play.
Just really nothing explosive for Miami.
That has been a problem all season long, and they have an explosive player in Brandon Marshall.
It was 3rd and 1, and Cincinnati just burned their final timeout. So now 8 seconds to play here in the 2nd quarter. Miami trying to get in some field goal position. They've already gotten 3 from Carpenter today. And even in the Miami Herald today, we saw that the coach, Tony Sperano, was giving Henne his thumb. You know, said, we got to be patient. He's a young quarterback, and he's got my patience, and he's got the team's patience.
Yeah, he talked about that, remaining patient with the quarterback. And he said that Chad Henne has passed the test each and every week. He says, yeah, we want more from him, but he hasn't failed in those critical moments. He hasn't turned the ball over late in games, and he's given us an opportunity to win. But now everyone, I think, all in South Florida want to see their quarterback play more prolifically. Remember, they're used to a guy named Dan Marino. Absolutely, and I think rightfully so. All quarterbacks will always be measured to him if you're playing for the Miami Dolphins.
5 in the secondary, 3rd and 1. Incognito with the block. Bess will race out of bounds about the 36-yard line. Gain of 4. I thought it was a little bit more back, about the 38. They give him the 36. He picks up 4, and that's going to put Carpenter now within his range, his former Pro Bowler.
Devon Bess had to flirt with the reality. Yeah, I want to get more yards, but I better get out of bounds to stop the clock before it's all zeros.
There is a slight breeze at the back of Carpenter. 54-yard try. His long 53. This will be a 54-yarder. The distance, the accuracy, and 3 more on the board for Miami. That will go a long way. They got the clock, and Sperano likes that. They're within 2 at halftime. The Bengals 14-12, setting up a terrific second half from Paul Brown Stadium. They're on CBS.